Together, growing in faith, changing communities.
Makadunyiswe uJesu Kristo. Thandaza ngifisa ukubuka izinto ezimbalwa. Phambi kosuku lomkhosi wePhasika uJesu azi kahle kamhlophe ukuthi sesifikile isikhathi sokuba abuyele kuBaba. Selifikile ihora lokuba awushiye umhlaba, wathanda abakhe kwaze kwaba sekufeni. Before the feast of the Passover, when Jesus knew that his hour had come to depart out of this world and to go to the Father, having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. There are a few things that I would like to talk about. He knew that the time had come for him to depart. He knew that he was dying. He knew that death was imminent. And he did not want to leave things hanging. Wayazi ukuthi usezoshona, wayazi ukuthi isikhathi sesiyaphela, wayazi ukuthi kungenzeka angabi esaba nabo emva kwensukwana ezimbalwa. And therefore he had made a decision, angikwazi, angifuni, angifisi ukuzishiya izinto zinje. That's the first thing for me. Don't leave things hanging. Don't just presume that there is still time. Death is a thief. I always believe in a principle that says if it can be done now, why wait for tomorrow? So the first principle that Jesus teaches us, that also challenges us, is to look into my life, look into my affairs, and ask the question, am I ready to go? For us to die tonight, am I ready? For those who are left behind, are they ready? Have I left them knowingly what to do when I drop dead? Are there surprises that will emerge when I die? Are there issues that will come when I'm dead? Or everything has been made clear? How many of us are able to speak about our own death? How many of us are strong enough to talk about death? Because we all know that death is coming. Every day is a day closest to my death. I just don't know when, but I'm certain it's going to come. For some, they can be given time through sickness, and then we have a wonderful I could never, and so we didn't have time to say goodbye. We didn't have time to sort things out. Iningi lethu siqhamuka emndenini la otshelwe khona ukuthi ungasuki, ungaphumi ekhaya nidinelwene. Ungaphumi ekhaya nixabene. make sure that you leave nothing hanging. But that leads me to something deeper. Take care of each other. If they matter so much to you in death, they should matter the most while they are alive. If bebalulekile si asibone ngezenzo kubunzima umuntu ephuquze ekhala ethuba useshonile umbuzo ukuthi wagcinani nekhaya athi ngagcine enyangeni entathu edlule wagcinani nokukhuluma naye ayiseyiphelile inyanga then ukhalelani. Then there's something else. He loved them to the end. A couple of days ago, I was reflecting and I said, we often speak about your former boss, your ex-husband, your former boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, a friend that used to be so close to you, but now is the former friend. But I've never heard someone speak about an ex-mother, an ex-father, a former son, or an ex-daughter. It doesn't exist. And so there are people who will never be ex. They will remain part of me. No matter how much I hate my father, his blood runs in my veins. His genes runs in my veins. No matter how much I hate them, I'm stuck with them. So if I hate them, I hate a part of me. He loved them unto death. Love challenges so much of the world's teaching about life. Love forgives all, trusts all, wants to heal, understands. He loves them. He loved them. He will continue to love them until the end. That fascinates me. Why? He loved them even though he knew they would betray him. He loved them even though he knew they would sell him out. He loved them even though he knew they would run away. He loved them even though he knew he will be left all alone, and he still loved them. He loves us. And I sometimes look at God and I say, uthandeni Nkosi kumina because he is so. And he still loves us. He knows what we've done. He knows what we are capable of doing. But he doesn't stop loving us. The third principle for me that touches me, uthe esebathandile esazi ukuthi uSathane usengenile kuJudas Iscariot. He takes off his outer garment and he goes down and he washes their feet. Cleanliness is closest to godliness. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said something absolutely powerful and profound. She said, as you try to come closer to God, as you try to become aware of your spiritual nature, your spiritual awakening, this is when you start dropping all the things that are not necessary. You find this in the beautiful writings of St. Augustine, who says, so late have I known you, O God. So late have I loved you, O beauty so ancient. So late have I given my life to you. He says, I've traveled the world searching for peace. I have traveled the world searching for identity. I have traveled the world searching for truth. And yet, you were right inside of me. One of the most beautiful things about life is to meet someone who is on a spiritual journey, on a spiritual awakening. You realize that, but why are you doing? Why are you tasuka? Why are you wanalogo? And you go to that beautiful book, Ecclesiastes, at vanity of vanities. Khonizinto ekumele sikhonthulule zona, khonizinto ekumele sizishiye, khonizinto ekumele sizilahle, khonizinto that we realize I no longer need this. Go to St. Paul, who says, I'm a Jew, I'm a Pharisee, taught by Gamaliel. I know all these things, but I regard them as utterly rubbish. Athi ngenxa yokumazi yena njengenkosi nomsindisi wami, athi bheka konke ngishaya indiva. So there's this great principle of cleansing for me. Spiritual cleansing. My dear brothers and sisters, a great number of us carry a heavy heart. A great number of us have a clouded image of ourselves. There's so much that has been said to us. There's so much that has been said about us. There's so much that has been done to us. There's so much that has been done by us. There's so much that has happened in our midst, and we just need some sort of cleansing. Have you ever reached a stage where have you ever reached a stage where you say, have you ever reached a stage where you say, have you ever reached a stage where you say, and you realize I can't do business because of I can't trust Lord because in the spiritual world was a one told more. And you are also to hear that email and half the time I ask, wait till you go outside and get the fresh air and you come in and you say, what's when it's cool to learn? And some of us are like that in a room and we don't even aware of it. Now there's also something so powerful. As Jesus goes and he begins to wash the feet, Simon Peter stops him and he says, you cannot do this. Now there are two ways in which one can look at this. Simon Peter could be saying, you are my Lord and Master. This is the work of a servant. That's the one way. But the other way of looking at this, it could be Simon who says, I don't need it. And I want to talk about that. Tandazam ubani. Uhlangana nami nginsizwa, ngimpunga, ngintombi, ngimdodoshiya. Who am I? If you go to the Gospel of Mark chapter 5, where Jesus meets a man who runs from the tombs, and he cries and he swears and he curses Jesus, and Jesus holds on and he asks him a question. He says, who are you? And he says, my name is Legion, because we are many. And you read the story and you realize that the legion that has captured this man goes out and it captures 2,000 pigs, and none of them live because they all drown and they die in the sea. No wonder why the man was in the tomb. No wonder why the man left home. No wonder why the man was gushing himself. Abanye abantu who hate who they are, not because they know, but because of something inside of them. Abanye abantu who destroy everything they start. Abanye abantu who are so used to be used because of his God who are. Uphumela bani esibelethweni sakini? Ufikele esibelethweni sikamama. Khona izinto ezenziwa abantu besifazane bekhulelwe abazenza ezweni nasemhlabeni ezehlela abantwana bazo. Ukubuza uNkosi uMbande owathola unkosikazi ukhulelwe, bathi vele wena Mpande unenkinga, hlala kuyena uhlale usujiyisa. Ingakho kukhona usujiyisa kwaZulu. uMpande wangena nje wajiyisa amaqedane kwazami ngani. Khona abanye abantu abathatha imimoya yabantu abadlale nabo maqedane. Ngazalwa mina, ngazalwa kunezinto ey'mbili ey'ntathu ngoba uma ubehamba evakasha uba balekile inkonzo ukugezwa yokuhlanjululwa. Khona abantu esihlangana nabo, khona iy'ndawo esiy'hambelayo, khona imisebenzi esiyenzayo, khona izinto ezisicindezelayo by their nature. Uthola ukuthi ngizongena kuleyo room, angilaleki uma ngilaphana, kodwa uma ngingene kuleyo room ave ngilalekisa khona. Akuvele ubuhlungu, awukwazi kwesinye isikhathi ukulalela emphendeni wakho nomyeni wakho, kodwa uyakwazi ukulalela emphendeni wey'ngane because uyacindezeleka laphana. And only to realize ukuthi khona umsebenzi indoda noma intombi kuleyo bheke maqedane wasilimazi. Balulekile inkonzo ukuhlanjululwa. And I'm frustrated by Simon who says, I don't need it. And I told Jesus, if I cannot do it, you are not part of us. Khona abanye abantu abathi angikwazi ukuhlala namakhizana. Athi kufanele sikhethe ayinokuhlala laba thina siyahamba oyabaxosha ebese kuqhubeka kuhlala thina ngoba sikwazi ukuhlalelana nalezi zinto. Khona abanye abantu abacaba impilo bafuna imali. Bese behamba beyolanda abafana, balanda iy'gubhu, balanda izinto, balanda iy'nyoka bezofaka ukuze babaphile impilo. And sibuka from outside and we envy you and we say, wow, kanti wena ngaphakathi ukube benazi sengikhathele kanjena. Cleansing is important. Then Simon says to Jesus, not only my feet, but also my head. And Jesus says to him, the one who has bathed need no cleansing anymore. When last did you and I go and and realized I've messed up. Khona abantu ungathandana naye iminyaka, ungashada naye iminyaka, awumazi ukuyaxolisa wakhe. They always presume they are always right. It is all good and well to go for the sacrament of confession, but it is equally important to go to the one I have offended and I say, I'm sorry. I was wrong. And so there is a greater need to be clean and to be pure in the presence of God. Because abanye bethu bacindezelwa yizono nobuthakathaka nenkani yongafuni ukutshelwa. Sisinto isala kutshelwa sibona ngomobo. Khona abanye abantu empilweni akuve kunzima ukubatshela ukuthi sibantu sekunje, because they are always at arms. They're always in a fighting mode. So uyabayeka sanusuyiphila impilo yakho ngoba kakade utsheleki. Ndlovukazi yethu la ibenathi sibusise sivikele. Masikhanyisele sinike amandla nokusa nothando kaNkulunkulu uyisele intonyana nomoya ogcweleyo.